Yay, we are now recording for the YouTubes. That's right, on the interwebs. What? I don't care if I sound old, all right? And this is on YouTube now. I can't fight with you guys on YouTube. Yes, I can. Yes, I can, actually.
Wait, we going on YouTube for real? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you're always, like, every time I record a class, you guys are, I put on YouTube. Look at that, look at that. Milov saying hi on YouTube. I don't think they can see the chat, though. That's the difference, so that's okay. Oh, I said, oh, wow, everybody's saying hi to YouTubes now. Oh, dear. All right, should have never said anything. That's okay. It's going to seem weird because it's going to seem like I'm talking to myself when in actuality I'm talking to students in the chat, but that's okay. Anastasia, I don't even know what a YouTuber is. It's just somebody that makes, I guess it's just somebody that makes money on YouTube. It's okay. I am not crazy, Anastasia. I am me. So last time we were in class, we left off with us kind of reading into the documents. We read up to document 5, and I said to finish document 6, read about it, understand what's going on with it, take little notes on it, and start to connect it or make groupings with your other documents, okay? Documents 6 and 7, very quickly. Let's just real quick wrap up what we were kind of saying. Let me bring you guys up to speed again. If you guys remember, we had started talking about this DBQ, and we saw document 1, document 2, and document 3 all were kind of linked together, I believe. That's what we started off with last class. It seems like document 1, 2, and 3, they all kind of showed that it seems as if religion was being spread, okay, around the Indian Ocean, okay? And that was due to trade. And that's okay, you know, because again, we're kind of trying to evaluate the extent to which culture in the Indian Ocean area was affected by interregional interaction. Okay, so interregional interactions, trade. Okay, and then we actually are seeing what is happening to culture in the Indian Ocean area. We've kind of established that 1, 2, and 3 shows that religion was spreading. Document 4, we talked about, it was kind of like conflict, I believe. Like there was definitely a conflict between Christians and Muslims in the area. And it seems as if like, because these different religions are kind of butting heads, there's some conflict. Okay, so that was document 4. Document 5, we kind of looked into, and it was like, there was kind of nothing. It seemed like a report. Is that how we kind of described it? It's just kind of like, hey, this is what's going on here. It's a Hindu place. You know, no biggie. Didn't seem like there was much evidence of any sort of mixing or blending or sharing of cultures there. Okay, so it kind of stood out. So it seems like our groupings right now are documents 1, 2, and 3, and then maybe 4 and 5, or 4 is one small group, 5 is a different group. You know, they don't really relate to one another. Very quickly, what did document 6 kind of show you guys? If you could unmute, that'd be great, because then you'd be on the YouTubes. If not, put it in the chat, and I'll let you know what's going on as well. But what kind of notes did you guys take for document 6? What kind of explanation can you give me for document 6, document 7 even as well, like anybody? You know, your voice does not sound like a dirt bike. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, but you guys got to give me something here. So chat, help me out here. You know I chose your class because you guys are the smartest one. I don't know. Okay, document 6. Document 7 is what we're on. So you guys should have done this. What do you guys have? What impressions do you have? Because the longer we take doing this, the less I have time later to help you towards your test. So let's go. If you got some notes, let's get after it. Okay, chat, you're letting me down here, man. Okay, Sarah. All right, thank you. Evidence of Christianity in India, definitely. Definitely. There's a whole community, it looks like. This entire town seems to be a kind of hive of Christianity there. Okay, so just looking at it like that, Sarah, could you make a connection with any other of the documents? And Anastasia, it's more than just an attempted spread. It's a whole community that is there and thriving in a dominantly Hindu area. Yeah, there was definitely evidence of spread of Christianity in India. Can you use this document, document 6? Can we connect it to any of the other documents? There you go, Milov. Excellent. It kind of connects into what we've already said. There's a spread of religion due to these interregional interactions. Okay, it's convert and spread. Yeah, there you go, Rachel. We can connect documents 1, 2, and 3 and document 6 because it shows that spread and that cultural interaction. So let's go to document 7 now. Document 7, looks like it's in modern Vietnam. It's an excerpt from the Three Belief Temple. What kind of notes do you guys have for this one? What kind of notes? What's the main idea you took from document 7? We're on a roll now, guys. Keep it going. Come on. Oh, the chat's particularly quiet. I'm guessing some of you guys did not do what I asked you to do and read these documents and start creating your own thesis. Just guessing. I'm pretty good at this guessing game. I should keep my day job as a teacher, huh? Okay, Anastasia, you did do your work. Show me. Let's go. Prove it to me. Remember, the more time we take on this, y'all, the less we have time to get other stuff. Hey, yeah, 24 people here. Yeah, but there's always you. You run you. All right. Okay. Rachel saying spirituality plays a role in how plays a major role in how people acted. Okay. Now remember, we always want to ask ourselves, how does this document answer the question? What is this document trying to show me? Think about what the prompt asks is. Again, we're evaluating the extent to which culture in the Indian Ocean area was affected by interregional interaction. So what is this document trying to show us about this area, maybe? Oh man, I got a feeling you guys are gonna be like my third period. You're gonna have like no time left to do any sort of review game. This is why we're supposed to do our work. Okay, here we go. Coming back over Anastasia. They had a collaboration of people. Sure, that tells us nothing, Anastasia. Give me a little bit of detail here. Okay, Sarah. Document mentions Confucianism, Buddhism. It seems like they're living in peace with one another without conflict. Okay. People inform themselves on types of spirituality. Okay. So does it look like I think Sarah actually hit it already on the button. They're living in peace and everything like that. Seems like what is that called? Like when these religions are all living in peace with one another, certain word, an academic word that we could use here that's going to make us sound a little better, right? What is it when people can live together and respect each other's traditions and cultures and stuff like that? What are they doing for each other's beliefs? Your understanding, maybe religious tolerance. There we go. So there's clearly a tolerance and an acceptance for people's beliefs in document 7 here. So make your notes of that. Now that we've done this for all the documents, it now comes time to do this next step in the DBQ process. And that's to make our thesis. Okay, we've got to create our groups to kind of, organize our arguments here. Because remember, we have our argument, then we have to support it with evidence. That's what these documents are doing for us. So document 7, let's go back to it real quick. What kind of links can we make between other documents? Can we link it with any of the other documents here? Sanaya in the class is saying we could link it with document 6. And we already kind of linked document 6 with what? 1 through 3, huh? Okay. So it seems as if one of the groupings that we're looking at is that a lot of these documents show what? 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7 all show what sort of commonality? Not unity. Not unity, Ellis. That is definitely not what they show. They do show that they are living together, but thank you, Milov. That's a perfect answer right there. Religious tolerance, coexisting, but the spread of religion. Okay, because as traders are moving across the Indian Ocean, they're spreading religion. Okay, so that could be one of our pieces of evidence, right, to support one of our arguments. So that could be a group of ours. But we haven't used every single document, have we? Okay, what documents are we missing so far? Because that's 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. Yeah, there we go. We're missing 4 and 5. So can we make another argument that includes both those, or maybe they could stand on their own? Because again, you can use one document in one paragraph. Like you could do that in an essay. So you don't necessarily have to have 2 or 3 documents within a group. You can have one if one stands alone. Can we link 4 and 5 together? We might be able to link 4 and 5 together. Maybe we have 4 and 5 stand on their own. I hope that some people started to attempt to do a thesis, some of you guys. Now is when we start formulating that thesis in our head. So this was, oops, wrong one to go up on. This was a to the extent one, right? Let's check our thing. That means it's a to the extent, or evaluate the extent to which culture in the Indian Ocean was affected by interregional interactions. So we need to answer what changed, those are our evidence groupings, and how much it changed. So remember, when that comes into play, you need to answer, well, the extent culture in the Indian Ocean area was blank affected. Was it greatly affected? Was it somewhat changed? Was it only slightly changed? Was it not changed at all? You understand what I'm saying here, guys? We have to qualify the change now. And according to our documents, it looks as if there was a pretty big change there. So your first part of your thesis should be something that addresses, hey, culture in the Indian Ocean area was, Milov, give me a word. Anybody in the chat, give me a word. How are we going to answer this? Drastic. I mean, drastic. Was it? So it was drastically affected by interregional interactions. Good. That could be the first part of our thesis. It was greatly affected. It was vastly affected or vastly changed. We got to use good English still, vastly affected. It was influenced, but they already say that. See, Rachel, so hold on real quick. You see that word right there, influence? We know that because it says in the prompt, the Indian Ocean area was affected. Affected, influenced are kind of close to the same thing there. How was it influenced? Was it greatly influenced? Was it slightly influenced? Was it not really influenced or unchanged? You see what I'm saying, Rachel? Okay, perfect. Oh, wait a second. She put ye in the chat. I haven't heard ye in a while. Oh, ye. Like that, like the kids used to do? Can we just get a thesaurus? Kind of. Sure, you could always do that. It doesn't hurt you. But okay, so we've established that the Indian Ocean area has changed. Now we've got to realize that we already created our group. That's our evidence. We need to now say, we said how much it changed. Now we need to make sure we talk about what changed. in order to make our thesis complete. So to give you an example of what I'm talking about, I made this for you guys because, well, I'm just awesome. I am. Just say I'm the best teacher ever. It's okay. You can do it. So all you guys should be able to see the Word document on your screen, correct? Yep. Okay. Here is the first part of my thesis. You guys see that? I'm waiting for the chat to tell me they could see it. Come on now. I asked you guys a question. Yeah. So that's what we were describing right there. We're using a qualifier. How much did it change? When you have the extent, you have to say how much changed. In this case, I say that it was greatly affected by interregional interaction. All right. Now I have to go into what changed. I have to support myself. Okay. Specifically, religions such as Islam, Buddhism, and Christianity spread along trade routes, creating multicultural communities. Which documents back up this statement right here? That's my first piece of evidence. All right, Sanaya, I hear you. You got it correct. Anastasia say 6 and 7. But 6 and 7 were linked by what? Weren't they linked with another document as well? So with this one statement, how many documents am I kind of addressing? Yeah, I'm addressing 5 different documents. 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. Creating these multicultural communities. And then to make sure that I use all the documents, because it's always good practice to use all the documents, guys. However, this was not the case in every situation. While some communities were untouched by this change, and in others, cultural differences were used as a cause for violence. Which documents are supported by this last part of my thesis? There you go, Milov, 4 and 5. Perfect. So I hope you guys are following me so far. I've addressed the documents in my thesis. I've supported my thesis with my evidence now. Because remember, to the extent means I got to answer how much, greatly affected, and then what changed. Here's what changed. And this is all supported by our documents. Now, we're going to take a quick foray over here. Let's say Sanaya, who was in class, Miss Rainbow Bright, decided that I don't even want to use documents 4 and 5. I don't want to use them. Okay? Can she still get both evidence points? This is going to test your knowledge real quick of your knowledge of the rubric. Can she still get both evidence points if she doesn't use documents 4 and 5? Come on, guys, somebody step up. You think you can get both evidence points? Which evidence points are you getting, Sanaya? Yeah, you can't get that far into it. Well, look, this is a good learning experience tonight, okay? So let's say for whatever reason, if she uses outside, there you go, Milov. Dang, man, you on your game today. If she uses outside evidence, she could only get 2 of the 3. Let's go to the rubric real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right. So if for whatever reason you guys are on the DBQ and there are 1 or 2 documents that are just giving you trouble and you can't figure them out, you can't figure out how to use them in your argument, relax. Check it out. Now, you should always be able to get the thesis point, okay? That's great. That should be easy for you guys at this point to get the thesis point. Contextualization, sure, it's a little bit harder, but you can get it if you work, decent. We're going to go over contextualization for this particular DBQ as well. Now, here's the good part where Milov gets it. You can get 1 point on your evidence for using three documents to address the topic. However, she will not be able to get the second point. Why is that? Yes, Anaya, you get it. You get it. What about, let's see in the internet world, why can she not get? There we go. Rachel on her game. Sarah on her game. Yeah. Nina on her game. Look, you need at least 6 documents to get the second evidence point. You got to support it. So here's the deal. If you get 1 document and you're like, dang, I can't use this, and you're panicking, stop panicking. Chill. You can still get the second evidence point if you use 6 documents. So if 1 document doesn't quite fit with any of them, you can ignore it. Is it good to? Probably not, but you can still get a good grade on this. The reason Milov said the evidence beyond the documents is because that's the outside evidence point. So you could use 3 documents and use outside evidence, but the outside evidence is kind of tough. That means you got to remember stuff about this particular time period and topic. Okay. So let me show you how you can still get a good grade if you only use 5 documents. Now, I'm not advocating this, but I want you guys to see and know this so you don't panic. You can get a thesis point. Okay. You can still get the contextualization. You can still get the first evidence point. That's a 3 so far. And a 3 is not bad. A 3 is not bad at all. All right. It's actually pretty much average at this point. All right. You could still get the outside evidence, and you could still get the analysis point, because all you got to do is analyze 3 documents. So even if you use 5, you can analyze 3 of them using HIP or HAP, whichever you're better with. Doesn't really matter, right? It's the same thing. Then you're still going to get a 5. And a 5 is a great score, a really great score on the DBQ. It's not the easiest way to get a 5. I think the easiest way to get a good grade on this is to get your thesis, your contextualization, use 6 documents. You're already at a 4. And then analysis for 3 of those documents. That gives you a 5. The hardest points I feel to get on this DBQ is the complexity point, which is just forget about it. And then the second hardest point is the outside evidence point, because it can't just be like, yeah, Columbus sailed around that time. That's not enough. You've got to literally like bring in evidence like you would in a document and then support it. Okay, so it's actually pretty tough. All right. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay, no one's saying anything in the chat. No one's saying anything, so we're gonna move it on then. All right. What's the most amount of points you can get? It's 7. Because you have 7 total points available. Yeah, really, Rachel, you definitely got to pay attention to the rubric. The least, well, again, that depends upon your score. When we get closer to the actual test date, I'll start showing you guys how you can play with your points, like, and how you could be good at one thing and not so good at the other one, but still get a passing score of a 3 on the exam. Okay, generally, the magic number is 3. If you can get like 30+% of your points on your multiple choice, like 6, get around 30 of the 55 correct, you should be okay. You get 3 points out of your DBQ. If you do that, you're generally okay. And I'll show you what I'm talking about later. Okay, let's go back to our cross-cultural DBQ. Let me show you what I did for my thesis. So we've already established, here's my thesis. Now I want you to go and check yours. Obviously check to, you know, make sure you have a thesis that answers how much and then provides evidence. Let's show you how this works. And I want to show you real time. Here's the DBQ structure and topic sentences. All right, now we got to start getting into the nuts and bolts here. Follow me. Here's the DBQ outline. Remember how I explained to you in your first paragraph, you get contextualization, and then you have the example. I gave you my example thesis. That's your first paragraph. All right, contextualization thesis. Here is the how much part, your actual argument, and then here are the pieces of evidence. Now, if you remember correctly, I told you that the first piece of evidence ends up becoming the first topic sentence. You guys see that, correct? You guys with me? I know I'm going to keep asking this because this is how you set up your DBQ. All right. Here's how you're going to do it with this one now. Same process. It means that here's my first piece of evidence. Let's highlight it in yellow. That means my first body paragraph is going to be about what, y'all? Thank you, Milov. Spread of religion. Because my first piece of evidence has to do with spread of religion. So am I going to make a topic sentence that addresses the spread of religion? Yeah, just like I did over here. How this one is just rephrased here for my topic sentence. You'll do the same thing. So your first sentence of your body paragraph for your cross-cultural DBQ will address something like this, or at least with mine. You can obviously rephrase yours and do your own thesis. I'm just trying to show you how to structure your DBQ now. All right. You can see that. Here's the rest of it. How many paragraphs am I going to have in this DBQ? Read my thesis. You tell me how many paragraphs you think my DBQ is going to have. Remember, you have your intro and your conclusion. So always add 2. Think of how many body paragraphs. All right, some people saying 4, some people saying 5. So the correct answer here is it could be 4 or 5, to be honest. Because it depends how I want to structure my essay. 4 is a great one. All right. Could be 5 though if I wanted to make 4 and 5 into separate paragraphs. Check it out. This part is which document? Which document is this? This is the next part of my evidence. Which document is that, y'all? You think it's 4, Milov? Sure you want to check that? Which document am I addressing there? There you go, man. That's 5. And then this part is document 4. So in my thesis, in my evidence, I've addressed all of the documents. All right, so I've got my answer to the prompt, my argument, and then here's my support. Paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3 of the body. Or I could have done something like this. So I could have rephrased this back part and made it sound like they were linked more closely, and I'm going to have a 4-paragraph essay, which would look something like this, maybe. All right, so it depends on how you want to structure the essay. Even if I left it the other way, like it's not going to matter. This is where you could do it. And then I put a little key down here for myself. These are my groupings for this particular essay. These are my argument groups. So you guys can see that topic sentence for body paragraph 1, topic sentence for body paragraph 2, topic sentence for body paragraph 3. All right, that's going to help me structure this. And if you guys forget what I'm saying here, you could always come and watch, the replay. But if you go to the website again, nope, wait, wrong one. Remember, I put the DBQ process and structure up here for you guys for a reason. Here's your structure. Once again. So if you forget what you're doing when this is, because this is all due next Wednesday, or this Wednesday, excuse me, y'all, by tonight. Here's your structure, and it shows you what to do in the structure. If this is not detailed enough, you can go to the example right here, topic sentence, use every one of your documents, tell us what's in there. Use the this shows statement to make sure you're using it in an argument. Remember what the kind of thing we said, like, hey, here's the example I gave you from school. I believe I gave this to your class. I forget if I didn't. But your parents ask you why you need to go to the mall, and you hold a paper from your teacher. This paper, talks about what I need for class, okay? This part of the document shows I need a new notebook and paper. I can only get that at the mall right now. So this document shows why I need to go to the mall. Those this shows statements basically allow you to connect what's in the document to your argument. So do that for each of your documents so you get that second evidence point where you're using 6 documents to support your argument. Brielle, the highlighting is not necessary, but it'd be good. It'd be just good practice for you, no doubt, because then you're actually showing the connections. You're actually going in and being like, okay, here's my answer to the thesis. Here's my first bit of evidence. Let me make sure my topic sentence, was about this. It's good to organize yourself. It's a great idea, actually, Brielle. Maybe I'll send a remind out to everybody saying like, hey, if you want to highlight things, you can. Good idea. Look at Brielle being awesome. All right, now remember, you need to at least do analysis for 3 documents. Now, I already told you this. I recommend you do a little bit more than that. Maybe do 4, maybe 5, because that allows you to get more practice. And if you screw up the analysis on 1 or 2 of them, you still got 3, and you can get the maximum amount of points possible. So the rest of this now, guys, is up to you. I brought you through all the way through the creation of the thesis. I've got you to the groupings that I made. And if you want to do your own groupings, that's perfectly fine. Maybe you've got a better, more nuanced argument than we do. That's cool. Go for it. Because you could still get all the points necessary doing that. And that's really it for my song and dance on DBQs. We've gone from, completely beginning of the process all the way through to actually, setting up the documents. Now it's just up to you guys to give it a shot. If you, run out of things, come back and watch these videos. Go to Heimler's History. I link a bunch of videos on there to make sure he takes you through the entire process, beginning to end. A couple of those videos, so like that. They do have DBQs on AP Classroom. I don't think they have like DBQ practice. But Nina, I will be letting you guys know that probably starting sometime next week, I'm gonna make a note to myself because I totally forgot to do this. I'm going to be using those upperclassmen. Remember at the beginning of the school year, I had like a little meeting with upperclassmen at it, and they were gonna help you guys. Well, I wanted to get that going now. Hopefully you guys have been using that. I sent out all their emails and stuff. I don't know how many of you have contacted them, but I'm gonna be getting them to do DBQ help sessions where literally they're gonna take an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, whatever, after school, and they're gonna go through a DBQ with you from their perspective and have you write it and help you guys out with it because they're already good DBQ writers. So I'm gonna have maybe once a week from here till, maybe end of the school year, maybe once every other week, going over DBQs. Okay. So I will make sure there is help sessions for you guys. Anastasia, nothing happens if you fail the AP exam. You just don't get the college credit. Hopefully you pass my class. That means you get the high school credit. Okay. I'm gonna stop the recording now because I'm done with the DBQ stuff, and I want to go into stuff that's related to our class. Look at that. The YouTubes were good to us, I think.